Hi beautiful people, welcome to Port Sorell, Tasmania. This is such a special place. I'm here currently hosting a 2-week Panchakarma retreat. I collaborate with an Ayurvedic doctor from Kerala, and we take care of 3 or 4 people at a time through the Panchakarma purification and rejuvenation process. And we're right in the middle of the retreat, and all the girls, the ladies, they're all resting, and I thought this is my chance to quickly pop out and record your new relaxation practice. I hope that you have all had a positive experience with the full lunar eclipse on Saturday. And the eclipses aren't over yet. So the new moon, which is on the 22nd of September, will be a partial solar eclipse, and it'll be in the sign of Virgo. And what did I write down about Virgo? Virgo is an earth sign, and we can learn a lot just by even looking at the elemental sign and straight away what earth means to us. We can really keep it that simple. Or we can kind of go a little deeper, Virgo being ruled by Mercury. And so I have listed here that Mercury is associated with health, with being in service, and work and practice, as well as the inverse of being unwell, entitlement, laziness, and bad habits. So the little note I've written for myself for this part of the cycle of the moon is perhaps to take some time to reflect and to realize what things might be helpful, and perhaps there are some other things that it's time to recreate. Anyway, that's just my little astrology tip, suggestion, as we will now, of course, begin the waning phase. So if you're in sync with the moon cycle, you may find that you don't feel like you want to engage in the world quite as much. And what I wanted to share with you, the practice I wanted to share with you today, because I'm hosting Panchakarma, is one of the key practices we do on Panchakarma, which is Nadi Shodhanam, alternate nostril breathing. This breathing is actually classed as purification, and it is revered in Ayurveda as being one of the most potent practices that we can do. It's very simple. It's subtle, but the benefits are profound. And I think sometimes because we don't feel some big sensation, perhaps we wonder if something is working for us. But I can guarantee you, if you did some alternate nostril breathing every day, 5-7 minutes every day, you would definitely notice a difference in your life. And so, very simply, for this practice, you can do this mentally. So if for any reason it's uncomfortable to hold your right arm up for 5 minutes, you could either pop, if you've got one of those yoga blocks or even some cushions, you could pop that under your elbow to support your arm. Or you can do this mentally, which I'm sure we've done that in a previous practice. So please find your comfortable seat. And one note that I'll mention is we use the right hand if available, and we actually bend down the index finger and the middle finger resting on the mound of the thumb. So this leaves our thumb, our 4th finger, and our little finger available. And what I will do is dogs and birds, stunning, 2 of my favorite things. We'll take our 4th finger and our thumb and bring it to the bridge of the nose, and then slide them down until you find the little indents on the side each side of the nostril. So these are actual mama points that we want to connect with. Now, many of you, if you've done this practice before, may have been taught to place your fingers here on the third eye or the forehead, and this isn't wrong. It's just has a different aim. And so when we bend down these two fingers, thumb and the fourth finger, find those points, and ideally we try to keep them touching the flesh the whole time. So I'm going to be blocking one nostril at a time, and rather than removing my finger like that or removing my thumb like that, I'm going to keep it there touching the whole time and just gently press. And this will help us to keep that connection with those mama points that are there. So making sure that your spine is auspicious. Just before we start, we just take a few moments to come into our breath. And take a few moments just to land as well this beautiful beach. I hope you can feel the energy of the sun shining on the water and hear perhaps those very gentle waves and the infinite blue sky. And as you notice your breath, don't judge the breath at all, but just notice what is there. So some days our breath is nice and quiet and smooth and relaxed, and other days it's a little more jerky. We might find that it feels unsettled, noisy. So just notice where you're at in this moment and set the intention that the breath is going to become balanced, you to come into this state of equilibrium. And just notice as well if your left or your right nostril seems a little more dominant. So if our right nostril, if the airflow feels a little stronger through the right nostril, then we may feel a little more engaged and active or even overstimulated. And if our left nostril is a little more open, perhaps we feel relaxed already. We might feel a bit lethargic or dull. And we're going to create a balance between these two energies. So taking your right hand, bend down the index and the middle finger. Bring your thumb and your fourth finger to the bridge of the nose and gently slide down until you find the little indents, the mama points. Just inhale through both nostrils and exhale out of both nostrils. Gently close your right and begin to inhale through the left. Close your left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right, and now exhale through the left. And repeat. Inhale through the left. Block. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Block. And exhale left. And you're going to continue in this way, finding your own rhythm. So your breath may be much longer or shorter than my rhythm. And the breath should always feel very comfortable, never strained. If you feel uncomfortable at any stage, just come back to regular breathing. And each time you inhale, follow the airflow as it ascends up and up and up. And as you exhale, the airflow descends the opposite nostril. The intention is that the breath is very smooth and very relaxed. And your intention is that the breath is very smooth and relaxed. And what you might find in time with each inhale is that your awareness of the breath goes a little higher, past the bridge of the nose, maybe to the space between the brow or even the third eye. But just allow that to unfold naturally. Just notice with each inhale, following the breath flow up and up. And now gently let go of the technique next time you exhale out of your left nostril. And simply relax the arm down. And keep your awareness in the space between the brow. And just notice if in this space there is a presence. The presence could be a sensation. You may see it as light. You may hear it as sound. And simply rest in this space.